It's the Don't Make It Weird podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Dinosaurus.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Don't Make It Weird podcast. My name is Daniel Quigley. I am the 80s shock jock host that you all love that makes the cheesy, weird sounds with his mouth. You know, we appreciate you hanging out with us, guys. You know, we've been on quite a little journey, and we're on the episode that is the answer to the meaning of life, episode 42. And we've got a great one lined up for you, but, you know, first of all, I need to introduce you to someone very special to me. You know, I can't do this without her. And I just don't know what I'd be without her because she is my world. I am joined, as always, by the hyper-hydrated hippie who's part of the Silent Hither in HÆLEND'S BALLAD, Dinosaurus. What's up, Dina?
You did good that time.
Yeah, see, it all worked
Audience,
out.
that wasn't like the second or third or fourth take that he had. That's okay.
Don't pull back the curtain, Dina. We want them to know that we're professionals. We're perfect. And we're going to be excellent this time. No takes. All right. One take episode. That's it.
No
right,
takes. We're just not doing a show.
Man, and your hair looks a little different today, Dina. Looks nice for the folks at home. Yeah, that's
I don't know
crazy.
what you're talking about.
Oh man, that's so weird. For the folks that are audio only, she's got bangs right now, and you know, she's not even wearing clothes. So you'd have to tune into the YouTube. Well, you'd have to tune into the YouTube video to see if I'm lying or not.
And you should probably subscribe too.
Hint, I'm absolutely lying, but you know who'd never lie to us, guys? You know who would never do that to us? We are joined by a very special author today. We're getting our very first Georgia boy besides me in here. We are joined. Our guest this week is oh God, you actually say it in the fucking rundown. Damn it.
Do you ever read this shit before we actually record these shows, or do you just go in blind every time?
50-50. Like 50-50. I trust your writing. You're going to Ron Burgundy.
You called heads and it landed tails today, buddy. Do you want to try that again?
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, this is zero. This is one take only, guys. One take only. Our guest this week is a fellow Georgian. He's both a teacher and a student of history and theology, a banjo pickin', a biography loving, author of grimdark fantasy and steampunk. His novel, HÆLEND'S Ballad, is available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Please join me in welcoming Ian Conrey. What's up, man?
Hi. How are you? I don't know what to say.
We
already introduced ourselves. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
So, I want to wait. So when you were reading his biography or whatever, I thought you were going to say biography lickin'. Not, yeah. And I was like, wait.
I've been known to lick biographies on occasion.
Yeah, no, it's
normal.
Yeah,
I do have some biographies I
licked
really
a book
like.
every now and again. I mean, sometimes you can start getting invested in that new book smell. Your nose deep in it, and you're like, maybe just give a little. Yeah.
See, I'm an old book kind of person. You know, the older.
Okay. Do you have an old book collection?
Oh my goodness, I got a lot of old books.
Wait, save it for the questions. Save it for the questions, Daniel. Save it for the questions.
This is not the interview segment.
I have lots and lots of
like
bookshelves.
Old books too.
I've got I just messed up my camera. That's okay. I've got
It's fine.
Yeah, I've got a lot of books. Old books are the best.
Oh, I'm excited. We're about to write that in for the interview segment. But you know, before we can go too much further, Ian, there's another member of this team, and audience. When this show began, I can't begin to knowin'. And then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, and the spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd listen all along? Eyes making hard eye contact with eyes, reaching out, me touching him running from me. Sweet producer Sean. Good episodes never seemed so good.
You know that I hate that song, right? Like you totally did that on purpose.
I would never do that to you, Sean. I always respect you. I respect you at all times.
Yeah,
Daniel,
thanks.
I feel like
these intros are getting longer and longer every week.
I've been slowly adding.
I'm
to
just
my
gonna
intros.
shave it down. Like next week, it's gonna be like a 5 freaking minute intro, and we're all just gonna be sitting here like. Anyway, hi Ian, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sean.
Thanks for joining us.
That's great.
Well, Ian, I want you to know something, man. You've got a certain power, and I've been bad about reminding our guests this. So here on the Don't Make It Weird podcast, we've got a very special button, a button known as the party button. So if at any point in this episode, the urge to party just overwhelms you, overtakes you, and you need to dance a little bit, all you have to say is, Producer Sean, hit the party button, and magic will occur.
You don't have to do that.
You
Producer Sean,
definitely
hit the
don't
party
have to.
button.
Yeah.
No.
Yes!
Oh my
Nice.
Perfect. So you have that power at all times, Ian.
I like
Anytime that you need it, it's here for you.
Of course, Bop brings back some terrible memories of your basement. Just listening to that over and over again.
Oh Lord,
It was disturbing.
For the folks at home,
Little
full
PTSD.
disclosure, I definitely didn't kidnap Ian and keep him in my basement listening to Bop on repeat over and over
Yeah,
and
you
over
did.
again. And
Yes,
then
you did.
forced him to record that I
the
give him
authorities have been
bugs.
notified.
I'll save him. We don't
Thank
need
you.
the police.
Oh God. so guys, we've got a great show for you, man. We're gonna be chatting with Ian. We're gonna be chatting about his book. And Ian, I heard you got a little special story time for us. So why don't you tease the audience? Give them a little tickle, a little tease, a little ice cube down the back of the neck. Let them know what they
We
got to
blew
look
a
forward
hole
to.
in my friend's toilet, and it just gets worse and worse from there. And it's actually unbelievable.
This sounds
Oh
this
my
sounds like
God.
such a Southern thing, and I
This
appreciate it so much.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I was gonna
Fireworks
say, if
are
anyone
involved.
had to guess. Hey, quit
Oh, I've
teasing him,
done
all right?
that.
You got to give him something to look forward to, okay, man? All right, can't just blow it all at once. All right, Ian.
Popping bottles.
Yeah, Dean is drinking champagne
Sorry.
tonight, so it's gonna be a sexy little party. But before we can get to any of that, since we're all feeling musical, for folks at home that don't know, Ian, tell them a little bit about your musical background.
I don't have a whole lot of musical background, but I love old American folk songs, and those old ballads. They're murder ballads. They're brutal, but they share a part of our culture I love. So banjos have always been something I've been into. Bluegrass, I just love it. But yeah, I'm actually not very good. I just really enjoy it.
I beg to differ, sir. Your banjo got me through the trauma of getting locked in a bathroom. I'm just saying.
I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that that's what got you through there.
That's the greatest day.
Oh God, yeah, Dina locked herself in her own bathroom. To keep our musical theme going, we've got a very special new game that we're going to be busting out for you this time, audience. Producer Sean, why don't you tell him, because Dina is very excited about this game.
Super excited
I'd
and
rather
well
quit the
prepared,
show.
I'm sure. This is Finish the Lyric.
Was I supposed to prepare?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
I'd hope that you were just binging playlists on Spotify all day. in
Just
preparation.
randomly
I did
going
look
through.
up some oldies.
She
Uh-oh.
listened to every song ever released today in
Yes.
preparation for this game. So this game works exactly like it sounds. I'm going to take turns with each of you guys and give you the beginning of a lyric
what she
from a
said.
famous song.
Oh, ooh, was our first? Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Okay, so each of you are going to take turns. And I'm going to read off the first part of a famous lyric, and you have to guess the ending of it. And if you don't know it, just make something up that rhymes. Just go with it.
Perfect.
Daniel's going to demonstrate here for us.
God.
Since this game was his idea.
So I'm going to be the first one to fuck this up royally. Okay, I'm in.
So here we go. Finish the song lyrics.
Netflix
Daniel?
and bounce. Okay.
And also for the
Are you
record,
ready?
For the record, if we get it right, we can give a drink to someone. If we get it wrong, we have to drink. So we're all going to
There
get a
has
little
to be
drunk
a
in this.
drinking aspect to
Yep.
it.
Make my mama proud.
I'm not a champion.
And of course, since these are copyrighted songs, we won't be playing the songs. I will just be reading the lyrics.
Poetic. Smash poetry.
Smash poetry. Here you go. The first one, Daniel, is for you. It is always, I know, you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting.
Commiserating.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Wait, you have to say the next word?
Blink 182.
I have to finish the line, so
You have to
that
finish the
last
line.
word
Okay,
was
I
the end of the line. That was Blink 182. All the small things. Good job, Daniel.
All right, Dina, definitely need you to drink. I want you to be hammered this show.
And that's a classic rock song,
right.
right?
I need
She
it
popped a
after my
bottle.
week.
That's classic.
Yeah, that is a classic rock song. Came out
You
in
shut
like
your mouth.
2000, I think.
I'm putting you back in the damn basement for that comment.
It's okay, I've been digging a hole through the mortar. It's working. It's going to take a while to get out.
All right, here we go. Ian, how about you get the second one here?
All
buddy?
right.
My heart is racing. I don't wanna mess it up.
I'm so excited for you, Dina.
Wait,
Here
is
we
it
go,
my turn or
Ian.
her
She
turn?
was a fast.
It's
Your
your turn. I'm just really
Oh, okay.
excited.
It's your
I'm
turn,
sorry.
buddy.
I'm like a puppy.
Okay.
She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. She was the best blank.
She was a fast machine. That's AC/DC. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. What was the other part?
That's
She
you.
was the best blank. Finish the line.
Pinto bean? It rhymes. That's all you come up with.
Perfect.
The line is, she was the best damn woman that I've ever seen.
No one, John.
And that is AC/DC.
No one can
You
understand
shook me all night long.
AC/DC's lyrics. His voice is so messed
That's
up.
true.
You can't. That's a trick one. You can't do that.
Hold on, Sean. Can you sing the lyrics for us with the pinto bean in it?
No.
Come on. She was a fast machine. She kept the motor clean. She was the best damn pinto bean I ever seen.
Well done. Well
I
done.
love it. I love it. That's incredible. Ian, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right. Dina, are you ready?
Oh my god, I don't know. Okay.
All right, Dina, finish the lyric. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder. Blank.
Oh wait, what you are?
Hey, that is correct.
I'm so proud
Great
of
You said that
job.
with such pride.
She knows the classics, you guys.
Dude, if you
She's a
Daniel,
woman of
drink.
culture.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Fun fact for
All right,
our
Daniel.
listeners, real quick. Did you know that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and ABC, the ABC song, are the same tune?
And it was a myth, wasn't
Oh my
it?
God.
It came from Mozart, but it wasn't. Mozart played that tune at one point, but it was something from before him. Yeah.
My mind is
Sean.
blown right now.
You didn't know that?
Good job.
No.
Idiot.
Dina, did you really know that?
Yeah.
I,
Daniel, you're up next, buddy.
All right. Pinto bean,
song.
sorry.
It's all about pinto beans. No, I'm kidding.
those are good cornbread.
Okay, here you go, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm focused. I'm ready.
I like cornbread and pinto bean. Oh my god, and black eyed peas. Oh.
Dina, but you don't put butter on your cornbread. What do you, like...
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, she
Cheddar
doesn't put
bacon.
butter on anything. Ian, if you don't know this, she doesn't believe in butter. I'm sorry. Continue. I apologize, Sean.
I'm just going to go on TikTok for a while while you guys hash this out.
I've only been on TikTok once for like
All
3
right,
seconds.
Daniel.
No!
Here you go, Daniel.
All right.
Sin City's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. Blank.
Fuck, I don't know. Sin City's... read it one more time.
Sin City's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me.
As I...
I can't blank. I'll give you that little extra.
Okay. I can't be caught in producer Sean's closet.
That doesn't rhyme.
That doesn't rhyme.
That doesn't rhyme. My bad. I have no idea. I don't
For
even know what
those of
song
you
this is.
following along, Daniel is very musical. This song swept the Grammys. It's Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. The lyric is, Sin
He
City's
actually
cold
has
and empty.
words?
No one's around to judge me. I can't see clearly when you're gone.
Yeah, I would have.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
I know
You
the
know that
song. No, I know the song. I just
I
don't
know
know
the
the
song.
lyrics
I
at
didn't
all.
think he had any words in it.
What do you
Wait,
think he was
is that
singing?
I don't know.
Is that song?
No. That's the first one.
So you know how it says revved up like a deuce? I used to think it said wrapped up like a douche.
Douche?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all of us
Yep.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone thinks it's douche. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I think it
should
actually
be,
is.
If it isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just
Well,
nailed
this
it.
rap
Okay,
song is a little rock
Ian,
star.
you're next, buddy.
And I was.
All right.
I had nothing.
Ian,
Yes.
there must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. Blank.
There must be some way of out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion.
Peter Rabbit.
I really want to eat beef.
We're doing.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we are doing great right now.
Pinto beans and beef. I think I'm hungry.
Yeah, he's hungry, guys. The actual lyric is, I can't get no relief. That's from All Along the Watchtower by Bob Dylan and covered by Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
I'm only familiar with the Jimi Hendrix
Lyrical
version.
genius.
Yeah,
And you can't understand
same.
what he says either.
Sean is just picking songs that we have no idea what the actual lyrics are.
Dude, these are huge songs.
They are.
I thought you guys liked music. Okay, Dina.
Yeah.
Now that's
I
what I
love
call
Bob
music.
Dylan.
Okay, Dina, it's your turn.
All right, Dina, pick it up for us.
I figured you were a folk guy, so I figured you'd get a Bob Dylan one, but I misguessed.
Dude,
on
his
that
first
song.
album
I'm sure
is,
there's
like,
plenty that
awesome.
you would have gotten.
Pick up the team, Dina.
Okay,
Pick us up.
here we go, Dina. Your second song. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. Blank. I think Ian knows it.
You want to pass the lifeline to Ian? See if Ian can save you.
I don't know if I know the lyric. I don't know the song.
Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim.
I hope this is good.
I had to.
It's on the tip of my
blank.
tongue. Ugh.
Come up with something, Dina.
I had to go, Johnny, go. I don't know.
We don't
Hotel
know music on this
California.
podcast. We
Go,
are
Johnny,
learning.
go! Different song. Different song. That was Hotel California by the Eagles, which Dina told us she
I
knew.
literally just
all the
listened to
lyrics.
that.
And
It's
the
one of the
lyric
greatest songs
is,
ever.
I had to stop for the night.
Dina was like this. She was like the Eagles and one other band. Taylor Swift is all the
Netflix.
music. Yeah. Oh, Netflix too. Yes. Yes. We do love Netflix.
How dare
Shout
you
out.
forget them?
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Shout out. Shout out Netflix.
I thought I was
Netflix.
lobbing you a softball, and all right.
All right. One last round. Let's see if we can
It's literally on
do
my
this.
recent played.
Yeah, one last round.
All right.
I've got it prepared. Daniel,
Yep. I'm ready, baby.
here you go, buddy.
I'm on.
You have so many relationships in this life. Only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife. Blank.
Turn on your back and they're gone so fast.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so close.
What did I say?
You said you turn on your back? What?
They turn
does
their
that even
backs.
mean?
Yeah, no, they turn their backs. and-
Turn on your back is what you said.
Fuck, what is the actual lyric?
Turn your
The
back.
actual, you turn your back.
Oh,
they're
fuck, I
gone
put
so
an extra
fast.
word in there. Turn them back and they're gone so fast.
I'll give you a half point for that one, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Although I should give you negative points because it is allegedly your favorite song of all
Favorite
time.
song of all time. I'll sing the whole fucking song.
What song is that?
Yeah,
That's
it's
Mbop, sir.
Mbop by Hanson, by the way. The lyric is, then you turn your back and they're gone
So
so fast. So fast. All right. Ian,
Hey,
Yeah.
don't you even.
I got a famous bar ballad for you. I don't know if you're going to know this one, but to
A
me,
sea
it's a
shanty.
classic.
Okay.
What? It's not a sea shanty. Here you go, Ian.
Where's Shannon?
It's a sea shanty.
Oh, there's our Shannon reference.
Oh, Shannon
Fjords.
reference. Good job.
Yeah.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots. blank.
Wait, say that again.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots. Blank.
I got it, toots. I'm just trying to make things rhyme at this point, because I don't know.
Yeah, we're just rhyming at this point. I love it. I mean,
all those beef and pinto beans made me have a toot. Right? Is that a bad
we're
joke?
telling the story right now. We're telling the story. I love it.
And then the toilet exploded.
Oh, fuck, we're getting there. It's
Not
all
quite, but yeah,
connected.
it's pretty.
Cool. We need to get like the Charlie from Always Sunny, just putting up all the pins and the strings. It's all connected. Sean, you're muted.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that show.
So that was Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places. The beginning of the lyric is, blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie fair.
Ugh.
Yep.
Fire.
So that's the lyric.
I like
okay,
folk, but
Dina.
yeah, not that.
I'm ready.
Garth Brooks, man.
It's one of those songs that comes on in the bar and people sing along.
Yep.
So I figured it, but it's more of a chorus thing, probably.
It definitely is.
Never
Yeah.
been to a bar.
Oh, Dina, shut
Oh my
up.
God. You've been to the bar at Applebee's. We know that for a
Don't
fact.
even.
Okay?
Don't even. You're probably at the bar right now. How do we know you're not at the bar right now, Dina?
She's got virtual background on.
I'm like that guy
Okay.
that has the green screen like taped to him so he can go to ball games.
Love it. All right, Dina.
All right, Dina.
You're
Last
the last
one.
chance. You're the only
Send us
one.
home. Here we go. I'm a little teapot. No, I'm just kidding.
And she was ready.
Here you go. New money, suit and tie. I can read you like a magazine. Ain't it funny? Rumors fly. Blank.
And I know you heard about me. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
That's
I gotta
it.
sing
That's
this.
it.
Oh, that's
You
it.
got it.
Oh, okay.
That's Blank Space by Taylor Swift. Nailed it.
Dina
I
was
had to
so
sing it, and I was
stressed.
panicking. I thought it was a different verse, and I was gonna let her down. Okay.
We don't let
She's
T
watching
Swizzle
this
down
right now.
Yeah.
Shout out T Swizzle. You can come on the show whenever you'd like. Standing invitation.
Yep. We'll pay you to come on. Not really. We're broke.
Yeah, no
Please
shit.
help us.
We will start a GoFundMe to get Taylor Swift on the show.
Take her to my
Sorry,
house.
like Ian. Seriously, if T Swizzle messaged us right now, middle of this show, I'd be like, "Oh, what's
You're
that,
gone.
Ian? We've got it. We've got a connection issue, Ian. Oh no, you're dropping."
I wouldn't blame
Yeah.
you. You wouldn't even have to do that. You would just say, hey, Taylor Swift's on. We need you to leave. And I'd be like, okay. That would be not a problem.
No, I would want the banjo collab
Oh
with
my
Taylor
God.
Swift.
Oh my
personally.
God, she does
Oh
play the
my
banjo
God.
too.
Oh my God!
Mm.
All right,
I could just say I
making
open
dreams
for
happen
Taylor
right
Swift, and that would be amazing.
You want me to tweet her right now?
It's
I'll
true.
tweet her right now, guys. I have
Do
her
it.
mentioned.
now. All right, you ready?
Tell her to read my book, too, and to promote it.
Tell Taylor
right.
Swift to read
Oh, God.
HÆLEND'S BALLAD by Ian Conrey. Well, while Dina's getting Taylor Swift in here, Ian, I believe you got a story to tell us, buddy.
Yeah.
It's
All
story
right, so
time with Ian.
Whoa. You gotta
Whoa.
let Sean do the intro. It's very important.
I didn't know that.
Very, very important.
Way to
Okay,
go.
I thought that was the intro.
I already did it.
But he was talking over it. I needed to be legitimate.
Legitimate.
Thank you, Sean.
It's story time with Ian.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ian.
Thanks. So anyway, should I use real names? I don't know if I should use their real names. I should make up names.
No.
Probably.
Fake. Yeah, we like making up names here. You need
We
help?
can help you
Okay.
make up names if you want.
So
All right,
I was at my
Hezekiah
best
is
friend's. Hezekiah.
Hezekiah.
Okay, his name was Hezekiah. And use all biblical names. Okay, so
Shlomo.
Hezekiah and Obadiah. So it was me, Hezekiah, and Obadiah. Now,
Back.
the three of us are best friends. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. We're at Hezekiah's house in his downstairs bedroom. I don't even know why we're up at 8 a.m. We're
But
probably in
he's
the
a tax
7th
collector,
grade.
too.
Yeah. And we get these waterproof bottle rockets. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that have like the little blue
Ooh.
little fuse.
Yeah, the ones that are
like, you know,
technically illegal in Georgia, but everyone buys them anyways.
I guess. I don't know. But this was awesome. So
Allegedly.
we're trying to convince
Allegedly.
him. Now, he has two brothers, and they're asleep, and his dad's upstairs asleep still. But me and Obadiah, By the way, the thing about Obadiah is he's a ruthless person. He's quite hilarious, but he actually, like, you ever go to the flea market and see those swords? Those, like, stainless steel swords at flea markets? So Hezekiah bought one, and Obadiah took it and stabbed another from the leg once. Like, when I say stabbed him, I mean, like, a 2-inch gash. Like, he had to get stitches. This is middle school. Yeah, so, in fact, that guy came to my, that got stabbed, came to my book signing. Right,
that was nice of him. Could he?
And I asked him if he saw the scar.
I'm glad to know he survived.
How's his leg?
He survived.
Yeah.
He did go to the hospital. But anyway, I'm off topic. So, 8 a.m., waterproof bottle rockets. We want to test them. So, Hezekiah, this is terrible. No one's going to remember the story because of the names. So, Hezekiah is like, we should launch this in the pond in the backyard. But me and Obadiah are like, no, we should launch it in your toilet. It's going to be totally okay. It'll be fine. So we go to the bathroom.
Naturally.
Yeah,
we light it, and it has that natural fireworks smell that you get, that smoke from gunpowder. We shoot it in there. It goes in. When I say it goes in, it doesn't just go in the bowl. It goes into, like, the part of the toilet.
No.
Like, and it goes off and blows a hole out of the PVC or whatever it is on the side, and water just goes everywhere.
This wasn't just like the bowl. This wasn't just a bowl. This was a hole.
Hold on. No, yeah, blew a hole out of it. So Hezekiah, the house it is, freaks out. And using his genius 7th grade mind, says, I need to figure something out. Let me go get some incense to burn to hide the smell of the bottle rocket. So he goes looking for incense. Me and Obadiah are laughing hysterically, because it's not our house. It's not my toilet. I don't care. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. You're not going to get in
Meanwhile, while Hezekiah is going upstairs, his youngest brother, who's in elementary school at the time, we'll call him Mario, comes downstairs, and I mean, like, you can tell he just woke up.
Mario.
His eyes are like half closed, his hair sticking up. He walks into the bathroom, closes the door, and starts to pee in the toilet that has no water in it. And then he flushes the toilet. He flushes the toilet. And he comes out, flipping out, crying, saying, I broke the toilet, like freaking out. And of course, Obadiah, like, what did you do?
Let him take the fall.
Yeah, well, I mean, we totally blamed him for it because it made sense. We're like, I can't believe you did that.
You have to.
And then Obadiah eventually comes down. His dad comes down, and he goes, what's that smell? What happened? All this, that. And Hezekiah, sorry. And Hezekiah, it's y'all's fault for giving these two names. They're too similar. But Hezekiah tries to explain to his dad that he plunged the toilet too hard. But, that's what happened. And he never got in trouble.
It was all the friction, and then boom, it exploded.
Yeah, it was awesome. But the fact that his little brother peed in it and then flushed it was the best part. That's my story.
The best part. Oh my god!
I just love the guys who are like willing to let the little brother take the fall. You're just like, yeah, bro, why'd you pee so hard? How acidic is your pee?
Little bro has acid pee.
What's in your pee?
What have you been
like Cujo?
All right, Ian, that was an excellent job destroying property and blaming it on your super powered plumbing. You know, that leads us to a lot of questions here.
It's actually funny.
But you know, that leads us to some questions. And Ian,
she's always so shocked when Daniel's funny. She's like, oh, wait, that one was actually funny.
I literally just ignore him half the time because he's not funny.
That's her love language. Remember, Dina hating on me is her love language.
It is.
So, Ian, do you have tissues ready? Perhaps an old-fashioned handkerchief?
No, do I need tissues?
He pulls out a pocket square.
Yeah, because Dina's about
I
to
do have
ask
pocket squares,
hard
not on me.
Oh, because here's the thing. Dina's about to give you some hard-hitting questions, some deeply emotional, we're going to peel back the layers of the potato and get to know the real Ian. Are you ready for this?
Real questions, are you ready for this?
Let's get emotional, Dina. Hit him with the hard questions.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ian, I have a question for you. What color is math?
Black. Because it's depressing.
What? Not.
And void.
I'm with you, baby. I'm with you.
Not like red or green. You think it's black?
No. And when I say black, I mean like black hole black. Like empty black. I hate
void.
that.
Like meaningless. Yeah, that's a void. Okay. Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yeah.
I'm with
That's
you.
why but I always made math green.
No, I love black. It's a great call.
Probably because all
Yeah.
math problems
I
are in
think I
black.
like black too
ink.
much.
Do you like
that
math?
was where I thought you were going with it, not the black hole. Mm-mm.
That's
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's gross. Do you like pickles?
Pickles?
Yeah, pickles.
Yes.
Like pickles.
Yeah.
What kind of pickles? is your
Probably
favorite
not enough
pickle?
to hang a pickle as a decoration, but to each their own. But yeah, I like to eat
That's
one
a
on
pickle.
occasion
Bless.
with my burger.
What kind? Dill or bread and butter or sweet gherkins
Whatever
or spicy?
they serve. Wow.
Sweet jerkins.
Sweet jerkins. I'm
You know what's
drinking
better
that.
than
That's what
pickles?
she said.
Pickled okra.
Yeah, I'm drinking a sweet jerkins.
Pickled okra.
Oh, okra is quite good.
Pickled okra is fantastic. That's kind of a southern thing, I guess.
Okay, wait. I had somebody the other day said that it's not pronounced jerkins, it's gherkins. Which is
It's
it?
gherkins. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it really is?
Yeah, it's gherkins.
I
Sweet
thought they were messing
jerkins
with
is
me.
what Daniel does while his wife's out shopping.
No!
My mom, who listens to this podcast, I would never do that, Mom. I don't do those sorts of things. I'm still.
It's
your
really
special
not
little boy.
jerkins.
No.
Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
You should have known that.
That's fair.
Ian is very
Listen.
disappointed in you right now.
I am.
I really
you don't
thought it
deserve
was
to have that
jerkins.
decoration.
But aren't you glad that you don't ever have to say you're putting a sweet jerkin
Take
in
the-
your mouth ever again?
Oh.
I really gherkins doesn't even make sense.
It's a G. Gir-
But the H makes it a J, like Shimura.
It's all making sense now. Everything's
No.
coming together.
That's
It all comes back to
ridiculous.
Shimura.
Always comes back to Shimra.
Whatever. All right, Ian. What is your biggest pet peeve, literary or personal? Your choice.
Wait,
Jerk.
literary?
Or personal.
Literary pet peeve or personal pet peeve? It's up to you.
Oh. Glitter. I don't know if that's a
Just
pet
glitter?
peeve. I hate glitter.
It's just something you
I have a
hate.
7-year-old daughter, and everything she owns has glitter, and it gets everywhere. It gets in my beard, it gets on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and any kind of arts and crafts with glitter just makes me angry inside.
Oh, God.
It just
I'm
it
right
gets,
there with you, buddy.
and you can't clean
I
it. You
fully
put a
agree with
vacuum
you.
cleaner over it, and it's like has a supernatural power against vacuum cleaner. Ooh, that looks weird. Probably not
just,
do that.
Mhm.
it clings to the vacuum cleaner.
It clings to carpet and to clothing
Yeah.
and
Into
to your
everything
face.
and skin. Have you tried to scrape a piece of glitter off your face? You have to take off skin.
It's like it's permanent.
Yeah, you have no
It
choice
is
but to
permanent.
I don't think that's a pet peeve.
Yeah,
That's
you-
kind of something I don't
Eyeshadow,
like.
Yeah,
I think
listen,
okay,
here's
people
the thing
not picking up after themselves. That's a pet peeve. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
No, you're
yes. You are so right.
Mm.
I hate
Yeah,
it.
my wife agrees with you. I'm sorry, wife.
Yeah, because it's irresponsible. Like, just pick up after yourself.
It is.
Like, oh look, you're done. This is trash. You should probably throw it in the trash. I'm getting angry.
Put
I'm
the
sorry.
milk
Yeah.
back in the
I'm
fridge.
sorry, Miriam.
Um,
So sorry.
it's not that hard. Stop. Don't do it.
You would
Okay.
think that.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? What
Is it
is
time?
the superior form of potato? Give me your hot takes. No niceness here. Be
You got to
angry
come in
about it.
strong. There can be no
Superior
other
form.
opinions.
I want to say a loaded mashed potato.
Oh. No,
Why?
Yeah, you got to defend this and allow
Because-
no other argument.
So, because it takes one of the greatest foods in the world, like potato, and adds other of the greatest foods in the world, like bacon and sour cream and cheese. Why else would you? That's perfect. I mean, it's heaven. It's manna.
And
It's
God said on the
manna.
seventh day, let there be loaded
I love
potatoes.
It's what the Israelites ate
manna.
every day. in
That's
the
the new
desert.
argument.
That's what the Israelites.
In the translation I read, anyway.
They had a loaded baked potato every day with
While
extra
they were
bacon
wandering
bits.
through the desert.
I've always wanted to taste manna.
It's a loaded baked potato.
What is this?
so-
It's from heaven.
Yeah. Apparently, I have tasted manna.
I just love this visual. Just the Israelites chilling in the desert and every day just
Just like a
Loaded
potato
baked-
fall.
You know what I
Loaded
love
baked potato just
is
falls
how
into their
There's just like a
They
baked potato
complain
do-it-yourself bar,
about
like
the
with little
manna.
cups and spoons. To
is after a while they
Yeah.
complained about the manna and they said they wanted meat. So God gave them so much meat they got sick of it.
Take your loaded baked potatoes, son.
He's so sarcastic. So ironic.
I love it. I love it.
It's like,
All
you're sick of manna? Here, have this. I love it.
Right. Quit complaining when you're
God,
grumbling.
sick of your bullshit, boys and girls.
Absolutely.
it's like the buffet at a freaking Chili's.
Yeah, except a buffet at Chili, you're going to be in the bathroom for 12 hours.
Gotta make decisions, man. Gotta make decisions.
Now people at Chili's won't
All
buy my
right,
book.
all
I
right.
should have said that.
That's right. Hey, listen, you know what's a great thing to have with your meals at Chili's? HÆLEND'S BALLAD by Ian
That's
Conrey.
right. I agree. It
You should
complements
lick
one
it.
another very well.
You
Yeah,
should lick
it has a bit of a
Lick it.
nutty, leathery, if you're kind of into that. It's good, though.
He's a connoisseur.
How many
of
of
the-
your books have you licked? Like, if we buy a book, can we guarantee that it's been licked?
Well, unfortunately,
We already
Daniel
bought
already
the
bought
books.
those
I was gonna
books.
say.
I may or may not have licked them
Oh, yeah,
beforehand.
Daniel has
I
a
can't give any
certificate.
promises.
I'll lick them for you
Bless.
guys. Don't worry. Before I
I'll
say
Thank you.
just assume that you licked them.
Yeah.
By the
I'm
way,
gonna tell my
Daniel, thank you
children
for
that you
not
licked it.
shipping our books in time
It
for this session. I
snowed.
appreciate that.
it snowed,
Wow, Daniel.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
and I forgot.
you forgot.
After it snowed. All right, but hold on. So I'm gonna throw one in before we get to literary questions. You said you have a lot of books at your house. You got some old books. What's the oldest
books.
leather-bound books? Smells of a man trying to buy a horse. Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, Daniel.
Let me grab these real quick. Hold on. These are probably so. This one is the Confessions by Rousseau, the French philosopher, and it's in French. So
Do you
it
speak
doesn't have a
French?
publication date on it. No, I don't speak French. I've never read it. I just found it once, and I was like, "This is awesome!" So I bought it.
Oh, yeah.
But I have no idea when it was when the publication date was. It doesn't say.
1700s.
Yeah, it's got to
So, I mean, I'm going to guess early 1800s, if I had to guess just by
be.
looking
Like
at
a
it.
reprint.
And then I have this copy of Robinson Crusoe, which also doesn't have a publication date. And usually the older they are, you start not getting publication dates. From my experience, I could be totally wrong on that. I really just pulled that out of my butt. But that's what I've been told
No,
before.
I mean
so
it
go
makes
with
sense.
But this is a really cool one. It's got like
sorry.
it's like wooden. It's been carved into. So it's kind of got a really
Oh,
neat. It's
Wait,
got
what?
like
Hold it up.
It's not wooden. It's like a what do you call it? I can't remember. But it's like the cover is all like engraved in and stuff. Really neat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's cool. Other than that, I had a Charles Spurgeon Treasuries of David where the spine came off, and on the inside of the spine was the London Times from like 1860 something, which I thought was really cool.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
was
cool.
cool. I almost didn't want to put the
Incredible.
spine back on there. I was like, I want to read this newspaper clippings. But
Yeah.
I feel like we need to know what Ian's take is on Waffle House.
Oh yeah. So we had Zev
Lord.
came in hot with his take on Waffle House. Give us your thoughts on
Don't
it.
lead the witness. Yeah.
so Waffle House is amazing. I mean, let me put it this way. If I eat at Waffle House, my body regrets it, but my heart is full of joy. And so I just keep going back anyway. Their coffee is so good. I tried
Yes.
to buy it numerous times, but they won't
Yes.
sell their coffee.
You're
Like
so
they won't
wrong.
sell you the beans. They're like, we're not allowed to. And I'm just like, but it's so precious, and they know that, so they don't just
I'm
sell
not
it.
convinced it's actually beans. It's something.
It could
it's
be
like
pinto
a paste
beans.
or something.
Yeah, it's not pinto beans.
Stop it,
But
Toby.
it's,
So,
their all American
my
special
husband-
is.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh. No, I was just
My husband ate at Waffle House for the first time last month, I think it was, and he had never been there, and he didn't understand my hatred for it, and he's in love with it now, and we might get divorced because of it.
oh.
Because they pack
Shout
their
out.
food full of MSG, and it's so good.
So
Horrible.
God, at 3 o'clock
is
in the
horrible
morning,
for you.
talk about freaking manna.
Just
talk about manna.
just flavor.
It tastes so gross.
Just flavor.
Flavor City.
There's nothing better than an old diner plate full of greasy food when you're drunk.
Oh God,
I
it's
will
Sorry.
say though,
Last time I went there in Georgia, I ordered a plate of food. I finished it, and then I said, another one. Do it again. And the
like
dude made me
Thor,
another plate.
another throws his mug on the ground.
Yeah, I
Another.
smashed the
Another.
plate on the ground. Yep.
Don't make the mistake of ordering a steak at Waffle House. That was
Oh
a
no,
mistake.
you
I
don't
made.
do that.
Oh, no, you don't go there for steak. No,
That's
I've done
I
that.
did that
Steak.
once, and I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. But
No.
oh
no,
yeah, I
I'm
remember
ordering
in high
steak,
school
that's
we'd
what
all
you've
just
done.
get those Swisher Sweet cigars and sit in Waffle House and just smoke up the place and gorge on waffles all night till like 4 a.m. It's good times.
living like royalty, baby.
Sounds incredible.
Back in
Normal
the
things for a
90s.
high schooler.
Back in the 90s, which wasn't 30 years ago.
Actually, no.
Oh, honey.
Wasn't it, though?
Tina, don't you dare. All right.
Dina can hit us with the oh honey, too.
Yeah, she can. She just, and hers is so much more derisive too. Like,
I'm really good at inflections and tones.
all right. So Ian, so it's we're gonna change gears a little bit here, and we're gonna chat with you about your book, HÄLEND'S BALLAD, man. And I'm so
Okay.
excited. So, the first thing is, I mean, this is a large
First
book.
of all,
This
how dare you?
Yeah, we do.
First the fuck of all.
I mean,
First
how
the fuck
dare
of all,
I?
how dare you?
Wait,
We'll
don't
get
give
to
any
the how dare
spoilers
you
away.
in a second. We're not going to.
We
Ian
won't. We don't
kills
do spoilers here.
Everyone you care about. Sorry, go on.
Literally, that's your spoiler. It's just everybody fucking dies.
Yeah, I actually had a person
so Ian,
that wanted to read. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go Go with what you're
I was
saying.
going to say,
No, yeah, go.
I had a person that really wanted to read it, and they go, "But does anyone die in your book? Because I don't really." And I was like, "Just don't read my book. Just
don't
stay away
don't
from my
even-
book.
Yeah,
Don't
you're done.
bother." When does someone
All
not
right.
die?
So-
Just read until
Every
page
chapter.
XYZ and stop.
It's like when you shut off It's a Wonderful Life like 15 minutes before the end.
yeah.
Oh, that movie,
Oh,
It's,
Oh.
it's a happy movie.
yeah, happy.
The Dad. That's a
Um,
great movie.
Jesus. All right, we're getting back on track here. So this is an ambitious book because you combine steampunk with some sword and stone, with some fantasy, with some philosophical, theological questions. And I mean, this is a big world expanding book. You said it was like 219,000 words long. What went into, where'd the inspiration for the story come from? And what went into trying to wrangle this massive universe into one book?
Yeah, it's a loaded question. It's kind of hard to answer. A lot of things. I think the first was that a lot of the book deals with suffering, and so I really, for me, like I have my own personal convictions, and obviously I have my own worldview as a Christian. And life doesn't always work out. There's a lot of movies and stories where everything works out in the end, and if they don't work out, they're a tragedy. But what I wanted to write something that spoke to me, and that even if it doesn't work out in this life, it can still work out. And so that was kind of the message I wanted to give. And so I was inspired by music. I listened to a lot of Radiohead, which sounds weird. You're like, there's nothing Radiohead about that. But I listen to a lot of Mumford & Sons, a lot of old American folk songs, and music was more inspiring to me than actually other books, just because, music has a powerful way of giving meaning to lines, and it's kind of vague. You don't really know the context of it, so you can kind of take it and run with it. So music was real inspirational to me.
I think that's a great, yeah. No, I'm with you, man. It puts you in that mood, puts you in that mindset,
Yeah. But if you want to know how I came up with all these different things, it was probably because instead of writing 10 stories, I just wrote one story and put them all into that one story. Every time I had a good idea, I was like, I can put that in there. And my editor made me cut out like 60,000 words. So it's 230,000 words now. But that's after we cut out a lot, including my favorite chapter.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
that must
no,
have been
not the favorite
heartbreaking.
chapter.
It served
So
no purpose,
let's
which is the only reason I
go-
wrote it.
That's my favorite type of chapter.
Same.
So let's go off of that a little bit and talk about how you spun like the Christian theology into it. Because I mean, I'm a Christian, and I thought that it was pretty obvious. Daniel, you said it was obvious too, though, right? Like that it had the sort of like had the Christian theologies woven into the story. So let's talk about your planning for that.
Yeah. So the one thing I didn't want to do was be preachy. Like, I wanted to create a world of real people that had real views and real issues. And I really just, like I said, I wanted to capture what people really feel like and think. And I think we tend to make everything black and white. But when you look at these characters, they all had real struggles. They all had real issues, and nobody was actually perfectly good. Even the best of people in that book have some serious issues they have to work through. And so that was kind of my conviction. And, as a Christian, that's one of the views I have, that we're broken. We do things that aren't right. But we're all in the same boat. We can't judge each other because we're all here. We all need grace and forgiveness. And I think expressing that to one another, forgiving one another, and, being able to love one another, even if, we live in such a divisive world. We're lacking in love in so many ways, and compassion and understanding. And I think listening. Yeah. Just listening. So I actually try to have scenes where people, like, the main focus is on the person who's listening to another person. Their point of view is the one listening.
I think it was Sarah that was good at that.
Yes, yeah. I love Sarah. But I actually hired a agnostic editor on purpose that had different views than I did, so that I didn't want to come off as too preachy, or because it's so easy to do no matter what worldview you have. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to just try to make it available to everybody to enjoy.
And I will. It was,
and it just came across. Sorry, Dan.
No. You're first. Go.
It did not come across as preachy, like, for the audience. Like, it wasn't obvious. Like, it wasn't like, it was subtle, but, like, it was still, because, like, you talked about the religion in your world so much that, like, if you have, like, those elements in that background, you can pick it up and you see what like you did there. But it also wasn't preachy at all.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I was actually going to comment on, because I thought that was a really interesting kind of dynamic thing that you did with your world building here, is creating this whole religion. Because, there might be Christian views or, theological views that are in it, but it isn't, Jesus on the cross in your story. You created your whole own religion and it still worked as a vehicle to have a lot of the same ideology. I can't even say words.
Ideologies.
Yes, come across. So how did you go about making this religion and in keeping it into kind of a unique thing while still incorporating your viewpoints there?
Well, I think I kind of went the route that Tolkien did, because he didn't come up with like a detailed religion. He came up with kind of the concept of a creator in his world. And I did the same way, and they would worship this creator. And then you had other people that had a different perspective, like, the Vargas worship many gods, and most people in Daquin were either agnostic or just, atheist. And so I tried to keep it as basic as possible. I didn't want to go into too much detail, because on the one hand, I don't want to say that, like, it's not allegorical. Like, this person does not represent, people are like, oh, Sauron represents Jesus. I'm like, no, not at all. He's definitely his own thing. And, like, I've gotten to the prisoner, who's his own thing. And so it's its own story and its own world. I just try to convey truths that I find in the Christian faith, what I would call truths, about how, if there is a God and he is good, how is he good in the midst of our suffering? How does that work? How does it work when we cry out to him and he doesn't seem to answer at all? And it just, a void there. So I really just trying to create a world that reflected how we really feel when it comes to our relationship with God, as opposed to trying to fit it into a specific mold. Again, as a Christian, it does have a lot of similarities to Christian theology, but I wanted people to be able to say, hey, that's how I feel a lot of the times, or I've been there. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question. I'm terrible at answering.
No, that was a great answer. I thought that was fantastic. Okay. No, you're good, man. And I like your answers going to where it feels natural for you, man. So don't stress that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think that I found really fascinating was you talked about how no one's good, no one's evil. Like, there's a lot of shades of gray. And I think that, I've read between movies and books and everything like that. I've seen a lot of these, occupying force and the plucky rebels, and it's usually always said is these are the evil bad guys that are holding us down and restraining us. And in this story, you kind of present that view that, yeah, they did come in and take the land, and yeah, they did some terrible things, but they're also bringing in some positive stuff. Like, it's a very morally conflicted state where it's like, yeah, they're bad, but there is some good. And is this necessary to rebel? And, how did you deal with painting these shades of gray in your, world?
I had one person read my book and say, I can't figure out who the bad guy is. And I was like, exactly. That's because they think it's some, but I mean, so as I love history, I taught it for 8 years. And the thing is, when you look at history, that's what history looks like. History is so complicated. Even if you look at probably World War II, which was when it comes to black and white, Hitler was obviously the bad guy. But when you look at what actually happened in so many instances, there's so many areas that are shocking for people, where the good guys were doing some pretty horrific things. And there were moments where you consider the bad guys were doing some pretty heroic things. We can get into that if you want, but it's just, history is so
I know what
brutal.
you're talking about.
And it's not, there is no black and white in history. There just isn't, except I would say Jesus was, but other than that, so for example, you hear about the Japanese rape of Nanking and some of those horrific things. And you actually
that was
having
exactly
a Nazi,
what came into my head.
A Nazi who managed to save hundreds of, I can't remember, it was thousands of them, from being killed by the Japanese at that time. And that was a very heroic thing. But then, you look at, America was responsible in France for, even in Germany. Now, not to the degree of Russia.
Sacking of Berlin?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, dude, people don't want to talk about
Yeah. A Woman in Berlin is a really good book. Savage Continent is actually probably one of my favorite books. It just talks about the aftermath of World War II. But what happens is when society breaks down, humans have this potential to do things that are unspeakable. And I did put that in the book. So that's one of the darker sides of my book for sure. You look at Dakelin and it's very organized. They have an area where they do unspeakable things, but everywhere else is very much polite. Whereas in Sunder, everything just falls apart. Have y'all finished the book?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
We both knocked it out, man.
One of my favorite parts, and this is a spoiler,
in
is
less than a week. Sorry.
Yeah. So spoiler, when it runs, that's impressive. Good grief. I ask a lot of my readers. I'm sorry. That's a big book. But when Hunting and Iron show up in Sunder, their view of Sunder is very different than what the readers would be to that point, because we view Sunder and
it's
Everwind
Iron.
as,
I thought it was Aaron.
You can say however you want. It's my world.
Say however you want, but I came up with it.
I was like, wow, what a creative way to spell Aaron. Okay, go ahead. Come on.
But so you see Everwind from Arnon's perspective, and you kind of see some of the past and that. But then you all of a sudden you see when they're walking up and they see bodies hanging from the edge, and it looks like an apocalyptic nightmare from. And it's just what happens when society breaks down, and you think, oh, we've caused a revolution, everything's going to go good now. But you look at the French Revolution, and you see what happened with the Reign of Terror. It was just bloody, and horrific. So.
A lot of revolutions, it takes a while for things to get back in. You even talk about the Cultural Revolution out in China. And listen, I'm not saying it's gotten better there, but, a lot of ideology doesn't necessarily mean that you can govern a society. But before we get too much further, Ian, I'd love for you've got a passage from the book that you got set up for us, man. You want to share a little something?
Yeah, I do. I was going to read the one where that guy got killed and urine ran down his leg, because it's one of my favorites, but it was too long. So I'm going to. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yes.
All right. So this is the scene.
I was like, man, he went really real with this. Okay.
Yeah, my wife was like, "Did you have to add urine? Was that really necessary?" And I said, "Yes."
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
It
That's
was.
what would
It
happen.
sold it. I believed that somebody was. Yeah.
So this is a scene where Sunder has kicked out Dakelin. They've rescued the city of Everwind for themselves. The old king, who has lost his mind, it kind of runs in his family, has failed to be a good king in their eyes. He's defecating on himself. He's just kind of lost it. And so they decide to behead him because everything he stands for, and there's a bunch that goes into it. So I thought I'd read this. It's just a page long.
Oh, yeah,
so,
that's a great scene.
all right, so I can read this correctly. Galvin grimaced. The straw had already been piled around the wooden block, cut from the trunk of an ash tree. The top had been carved to fit the neck. Somewhere behind the stable, Clive was donning his hood. Galvin didn't enjoy forcing him to take up his grandfather's occupation, but that was the tradition. Personally, Galvin thought Clive should be proud to resurrect the bestowing of royal executioner. However, since Clive hadn't seemed too impressed by the role, he'd assured him that given the gravity of the situation, his identity would remain a secret. A shuffling, dragging sound caught Galvin's ear, and he turned around. As the old King of Sunder was dragged across the cobblestone, the crowd stood in silence. Many looked at one another, as if in disbelief of what was about to happen. That was interesting, given that an hour ago they wouldn't quit chanting for Alburn's beheading. Perhaps they didn't expect to actually get what they had asked for. Galvin rubbed his icy hands. Beside him, Porter hollered out a sneeze and wiped his red nose with his arm. He leaned toward his ear. "You sure you won't regret this?" he whispered. "Perhaps." Galvin himself wasn't entirely comfortable with it, but the people had spoken. "It's what they want," he replied, pointing to the crowd. "And the brigadiers voted in favor of it. I won't stand in the way." Galvin glanced to the side from the stable. Galvin glanced to the side. From the stable, Clive slowly made his way to the block. The Black Hood did a good job in hiding his face. Galvin wondered how he could even see through the tiny holes. Albern was led by two men, who positioned him before the crowd. With hands bound in rope and trembling bent legs, the king practically leaned against one of the men as his glazed eyes wandered behind his greasy hair. "Good people," he barely mumbled. "I have come hither too." His balance wavered and he stumbled backward. He kept mumbling something, but Galvin couldn't understand any of it. The crowd remained silent, almost breathless. Giving him no more time to speak, the two guards blindfolded the king and dragged him to the block. Galvin winced. In the old days, an official would announce the king's execution at this point, along with a list of the crimes he had committed. Galvin had prepared something, but he couldn't bring himself to speak. With the king's neck in place, Clive gripped the axe handle and made eye contact with Galvin. Galvin simply gave the nod. Clive's arms visibly shook. The man had felled trees for over 30 years, and yet he kept repositioning his grip as if he'd never held an axe before. When he at last lifted the blade above his head, several of the crowd turned away. The axe swung forward. The axe swung forward, but Clive had missed the neck as a blade hacked into Alburn's shoulder. The king howled, the crowd moaned, and several cried out in disgust. Galvin hid his face in embarrassment. "Dispatch him quickly," Porter hollered. Clive pulled at his axe while another man held Alburn down. The old king twitched, but otherwise made no more noise. The axe swung down again. This time, Clive's aim was true, but it took another 2 blows to completely sever the head. The straw soaked up the blood which ran down the block, and one of the men held up Alburn's head by his hair. The crowd gasped, and Galvin lost his own breath when the king's lips continued to move. He knew this happened at times, but he couldn't help but wonder if the king was somehow speaking a curse over the people for their deed. "Theos save the House of Burgess," shouted the man holding his head, and the crowd echoed his call. There you go. There's a nice.
Oh.
So,
God, that was
So
a
I
good
got that.
scene. I just had read that too. All right, so Ian, on the Don't Make Weird podcast, we have a special soft spot for what we like to call fuck off monsters. Shout out Peter Sean. And you've got yourself a solid little fuck off monster here in the Alphen. Talk to us about those babies.
oh gosh, the Alphen. So I didn't want to do dragons because everyone talked about how they were overdone. And I really want to do something unique.
I'm sorry. Dragons are amazing. First of all.
Dragons are amazing.
I'm going to need you to stop right there.
You already read my book, though, so I don't be like, it's not like I turned you away from a book. Which, by the way, you need to leave a review, Dina.
Yeah, Dina.
Daniel
yeah, I know. Did you already do one, Daniel?
Dina.
He left a
I just
rating
rated
that
it
I
5
noticed.
star.
It does not mean
but
I
hilarious
okay, no,
because
for the
it took
record,
him
I
like
do
a
write
month
reviews.
to review Connor C. Calloway's book.
I write
I-
reviews for all of our books that we feature. I will do one.
Yeah, I'm really bad
I do
about doing
have
that,
a-
but Dina
I
will
mean,
yell at
to
me
be
until I
fair,
do.
Ian, they both literally finished reading your book this afternoon.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
at the
so
0
impressed.
hour.
We were power reading this baby, man.
We were we
so
were both
impressed.
offline for like 2 days because we were trying to finish.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I love you
like
guys.
Dina was like,
Like
it was a good book, man. We loved reading it.
y'all
So it
are
was
coming
fun,
some of
man.
my
It was.
favorite people
Outforce.
just because you did that just so you could have me on the show. It's awesome. But the
Damn right,
Alpha.
man.
So I love mythology. I love old myths, and I love things that aren't often, talked about in books. So really, I wanted something, and of course, by Alphen, it's like my own version of an Alphen. Like an Alphen, there's kind of different varieties of it, but I wanted something that
Different.
came out of the ground. It's kind of like this mix between like this big dog and a mole, but just huge and so terrifying. That's not impressive to anybody, a giant mole, but it is to me.
They're scary. I'm with
And
you.
I
It's like
wanted
in
them.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
The mole man.
Mole man, yes.
It was funny when I was making them. I had this creature in my head. And it was actually from a video game from Final Fantasy IX, from like when I was a freshman in high school, of these big dogs that you had to fight. And I was like, yeah, kind of like that. But then I went back and my son was playing, and I realized they looked like big giant white poodles. And I'm like, no, not like that. So it's like a made up thing in my head. So that's not very intimidating looking. But yeah, I wanted something that felt mythological. So, when you read the book, you see those old songs, you hear about Reckon and him fighting an Alphen. And I wanted something that felt old and ancient. And all of a sudden it comes all at once. And I love writing that battle scene where they're fighting and the Alphens come out. I'm just like, yes. And then I also had worms, not like worms, ORMS, but YRMS.
Yeah,
and that's because
WY.
I love
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, worms.
Yep.
Well, how'd
Is
you
that how you
pronounce it?
pronounce that?
Come on.
How'd you pronounce
No.
it?
Worms.
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 That sounds like the
Stop.
first
Is
time
it
I heard
really-
like the Hobbit, Smog, and I was like, yeah, his name's Smog, and then I
Yep.
heard this audiobook and it was Smaug, and I was like, that's so
Smaug.
wrong.
Yeah, that
then I watched the Hobbit
messed
movie.
me up. Yeah.
No, it's still
Yeah.
Smog. That's Smaug.
Smog.
Who says
I'm with you.
Smaug? Good grief.
Smaug.
Smaug.
It's
Yeah,
not
no.
I'm with you,
worms.
Ian.
It's just worms. But Beowulf had this
Worms, Dina.
scene. Had this scene of just where he's going to Grendel's mother and these worms, which were probably more close to dragons there. But I just pictured these sea serpents, these big gray snakes, and I was like, that would be. And like anacondas as a kid used to terrify me. Just the thought of walking in the woods and seeing a snake this big around, literally hanging out in the woods. And so I was like, I want those in my story. So
I'm with you, man. We love fuck off monsters, and you had some great ones.
So I'll go ahead and ask my question, but I think I buffaloed on myself and I just don't want to get called out.
That's
Smaug.
Who says
I'm with you.
Smaug? Good grief.
Smaug.
Smaug.
It's
Yeah,
not
no.
I'm with
worms.
you, Ian.
It's just worms. But
Look at you being an honest person.
My hand is cold. My hand is cold, and I feel like I drank from it. So I'll ask my question while I chug because I take a really long time to chug.
Yeah, she can't
So,
take shots. She can't chug.
First of all, Ian, let's talk about how dare you? Are you
How dare
against
you?
love?
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong? Why?
Do you hate
just-
love, sir?
Do you not want
Yeah.
people to
What are
have
you
love,
talking
Ian? Yeah.
are you talking about
I'm
Adeline?
talking about what's. Yes.
Or Adeline is actually
Why
the correct
would
pronoun. I call her
Adeline.
Adeline, but
How
Yeah.
dare?
How dare
That's what
you?
I'm talking about.
so she's my favorite character, and she was the easiest character for me to write because I just put my own struggles into her.
Really?
And now I didn't have this is getting really personal. I didn't have the same exact struggle she did, but I did.
You're
Like
not
you
saying
said,
that you were a
mm.
prostitute?
But the struggle she had
Did you have?
and the guilt she felt and the numbness she felt, I could so relate to. And everyone tried to save her. Sarah tried to save her. Arlen tried to save her. Drake. So did y'all get that Drake killed her father? A lot of people don't get that.
Drake,
That's like one of those.
Yes,
subtle
yes,
things.
yes.
No, nobody can save
How
her.
do people not get that?
Yeah, he took him outside and made sure he did
At the
That
very
line,
beginning.
yeah, that line when he was talking. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was awesome.
Yeah. So, but she, and my mom also, she's actually the main part of the whole story for me, because she couldn't be saved by us. Like no one could save her. But she was still saved.
She had that hole in her heart.
I got that allegory.
And, it's, to me, that's the most powerful message for me personally in the book, because every person has a different kind of struggle. Like Iron's is depression, and she kind of has that figurative coming out of the forest into the light, which it took her forever, which that's how depression works. But with Adeline,
Daniel, you need to ask him about the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's finish with the depression, because that was actually
Keep going,
interesting.
Ian,
That was one of my
and then we need
notes.
to circle back.
So Adeline to me was just, in a lot of ways, she just represents the person that cannot get their life together no matter how hard they try. And it's not hardly even their fault because of the things they went through. And their life just seems pointless. But I do believe firmly that God works all things to the good for those who love him. And that everything that happened in her life was used to bring her a joy that she would not have had otherwise. So to me, that was just me it was almost ministering to myself of the hope that she has. Everyone in the world would say, well, her life was a failure. Her life was it was a lost cause, but it wasn't, from a different perspective, from God's perspective, I guess. So yeah, I do believe in love, Dina.
Yeah.
I think love is amazing. I think love is eternal and it goes past death. Okay.
Yeah, Dina.
I don't have a shallow view of
You
love.
couldn't give it.
I cried.
Dina.
I needed. First of all, listen. First of all, I just needed something happy other than I get it, the ending. Like I understand, okay. But I needed something more.
She wanted something in the mortal world to work out.
So
I was
originally
literally rooting for it the whole time.
I was too.
Don't worry, Taylor Swift's in the green room. She's going to be
Yes,
joining us
sweet.
shortly. You can have a little banjo
How
session.
weird would that be if all of a sudden she actually showed up? Wouldn't that be weird?
We do like it weird here.
Hey, speaking of which, actually, I was going to say real quick, I actually did get one of the members of Mumford & Sons let me mail them a copy of my book. How cool is that?
Hey,
I know.
that's really
What?
cool.
So what I did is when I was promoting my book, I sent messages to like Radiohead and authors and all these famous. None of them got back with me, but I actually
Hell
did
yeah.
get Winston Marshall to get back
Hell
with me.
yeah.
And he was like, I'd love a free
Nice.
copy of your book. And we actually ended up having an issue where like it got to London, but wouldn't get to his studio. And so they gave me a new address. But yeah, he ended up getting it. I have no idea if he's going to read it, but I'm really
But still,
excited
the
that he
fact that
actually
he fucking
got a
has it.
Isn't
It's in his
that
hands.
awesome? And like, if you listen to
First
I'm
of all,
gonna
he's the
message Taylor
banjo
Swift.
player.
he is, and he
You
really,
said Winston Marshall, right?
Yes.
He's the banjo player. For
he's
the
a
band.
banjo player, and he was really Mumford and Sons are the ones that really helped get me into some of this folk stuff. I mean, I was into some of it beforehand with Bob Dylan, but they really, I was reading some review of theirs about their love of "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And I was like, I love "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" So I got that
Oh,
album,
that's
and I
such
just
a good
fell in
movie.
love. So Winston Marshall getting that copy of that book to me was like, I'm good. He has a copy of my book. I'm happy. I've done my. He was a huge inspiration.
I mean, on his end, like,
I can
imagine being a creator of music and then someone coming to you and being like, I wrote like several hundred pages of a story that was partly inspired
That's
by
dope.
listening to your
I
music.
listening to,
Yeah.
what?
So I'm sure he was super pumped. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a few references, not like blatant, but to Mumford and Sons. I think those guys are awesome.
You know, I kind of came across some stuff, and I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but definitely between characters or even countries, I started seeing people that could take on the personification of the 7 deadly sins in your book. Was that intentional or in my head?
That's totally in your head, but I think that's cool that you came to that. I just burped. Sorry.
I got some Pilgrim's Progress vibes.
we do that
we
here.
burp here.
Yeah.
He'll
That's
just
good.
broadcast.
Oh man, I should just belt it out. My wife, by the way, has scored
Yeah.
the only 10 burp I've ever heard, and the scale is Elf. Like you've seen the Elf, she burped
Yes.
in
Oh, yeah.
a Shane's
The 2-liter
restaurant
soda. Yeah.
and silenced the restaurant. I was like, I'm marrying that girl. She's awesome.
Yeah, you got to marry that girl. Yeah.
I'm
They're-
proud of
they're
her. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
My
impressed.
husband.
Anyway,
Give her,
but
give
yeah,
her
I
our
did not.
regards.
I will.
Oh my God. Hold on. Dina, what? What did you say,
I was
Dina?
just gonna say, my husband decided to marry me after I outfarted him. So
Oh,
Nice. That's impressive.
Yes.
Good job, Dina. You should be applauded
Yeah.
for that.
women.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
science.
Thank you. I
Women
appreciate
don't
it.
fart.
You're right,
Oh my
Daniel.
God, Daniel.
Yeah.
The only person that says that's not
Dominate.
married.
I am married. I just live in ignorance.
Oh, he's married.
I'm just an
Yeah,
ignorant
he's
man.
married.
He just has a selective
Oh, God.
attention.
Bless his
So
wife.
Yes. All right. So sorry.
But I did
Continue.
not intend to do 7 deadly sins. I did try to make each character unique and have their own struggles. So I could have unconsciously covered all of those. And of course, Daquin's going to have different kinds of sins and Sunder, and we all struggle with different things. We're all different in that regard, but I'm glad you saw that. That's cool.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time, Ian, for the segment where Dina is absolutely prepared. She's ready. She
I
definitely
actually
didn't
am.
forget it. And it's off the wall questions.
I'm ready.
Am I going first?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're always on the spot, Dina.
Okay. All right.
Burn to the wolves.
All right. The Cookie Monster versus the Alphin. Who would win?
Okay, just for context, this version of the Cookie Monster is a rabid, monstrous version of the Cookie Monster.
That has been
It
denied.
is true. It is
He's
true.
been
Thank you.
denied cookies.
Everything in
sugar
me
hungry to the point of.
wants to say Cookie Monster,
Go ahead.
but he doesn't have teeth.
You should.
He doesn't even actually have anything beyond a throat. I mean, it's just a mouth that ends. It just falls. I mean, it'd be the Alphin, obviously. I'm sorry, Cookie.
It's a
I
good
love the
point.
Cookie Monster. I feel like the Cookie Monster, but it just wouldn't
That
work.
is a good point.
Just one workout. This
Yeah.
time. That's fine. Well,
Okay.
you know,
That's fair.
in a similar vein, Ian, Jar Jar Binks is now in your world, and
Oh, God.
has he survived?
God.
Okay, so the show's over, everybody. Thank you for
Everybody
coming.
Go home. Everybody go home. We're done.
Jar Jar, my book would sell. I would not sell a single copy. George Lucas would buy
That's
it.
true. That is
And
very
that's about
true.
it.
Thank you.
You're wrong. You would sell 1 million. You would get
None.
the whole Mumford and Sons would have had your book if they knew Jar Jar was in it.
Mumford and all of
All
the
of the
sons.
sons. But all right, would Jar Jar have survived to salvation at the end of your story?
No. He would either be somewhere in Daquin being experimented on. He would have. So are you talking about like at the end, or just like survive in general?
He's talking about the end.
And then
No. He'd be cast into the outer
No.
darkness of abyss. Along with
Literally.
along with the Darth Vader scream at the end of episode 3 and Anakin and all those awkward scenes. And I'm going to throw episode 9 in there as well. And 8. I like
enough.
7.
And
That's
then-
well.
Rogue One was
oh
fantastic.
my god, yeah, I'm with you. We're huge
Indeed.
Star Wars fans here.
I'm not with you.
I'm so sad that Jar Jar couldn't find salvation. That makes me upset.
I honestly, I consider this canon. Jar Jar cannot be saved.
Jar Jar was
There's
not
nothing
able to be saved.
redeemable.
But if Jar
About
Jar
him.
is there, then it would be hell. Right? I mean,
Then
Exactly.
it
Yes.
changes the entire tone of your story.
Exactly.
It's now a story about being in hell.
everyone's walking around the field. It's like,
That
it's
was the ultimate end.
glorious. And then Jar Jar Binks shows up and they realize that they've.
that's
They
the
realize
giant
it's like in a
twist
good
at the
place when
end.
you realize you're actually in the bad place. I'm just saying.
That could be the final scene.
It's like that
is
Twilight Zone episode. You ever see that Twilight Zone episode where he's like,
yes.
he gets mugged and he wakes up in that mansion. He's so happy, but then he realizes that he just has to live eternally on materialistic things and he's never satisfied. So
Yeah.
good.
Oh my god, that would be the funniest
Deep.
twist.
God, I
Just
miss
have
the
all the
Twilight
bad guy
Zone.
characters that, should be done away with at the end of your book. They all, just the epilogue scene, they all come awake and they're like, what is this place? What you US guys doing?
No, Daniel. Oh,
And the CG has not aged well. The CG of Jar Jar
Yes, I
Binks
hate
as
it.
well. Oh, no.
I love him.
It's so
we don't
bad.
Spares Jar Jar here.
All right, Ian.
All right, buddy. It's time.
Thank you, Sean.
Every week, we
That's
celebrate
Ian.
some of the worst erotic literature in history by doing a reading that we call Cringy
That's
Copulation.
Yeah.
We have
It is.
a double header prepared for you, buddy. Are you ready for this?
You gave
No,
him a
this is the one thing
double
I'm not
for
prepared for.
me.
They're short.
Don't worry, we'll send you the script. This is a cold reading, meaning I'm going to send it to you in your Twitter DMs, and you have to read it out loud for the first time without reading ahead.
And
It's going to be awful, but we're all going to have a good laugh.
And here's the thing, Ian. We picked some literary heavy hitters. We have Charles Bukowski. We have Henry Miller. We have some of the brilliant minds of our not generation, just of our literary culture for you to choose from in this.
These are real excerpts from real books. Ian, check
Get
your
passed by
DMs.
an
It's
editor.
time.
Oh, I can't read this. I can't. I'm such a prude. Y'all can't do this to
You're
me.
not supposed to read ahead.
Can I
Listen.
substitute the word and use the word wiener?
If you
I actually support that because I
listen,
hate the graphic
if you feel
words.
uncomfortable, it's okay. We're not going to force you to do anything that makes
No,
you
I'll
feel
read it.
uncomfortable.
I'll read it.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
god, this is so bad.
Yeah, don't read
you
ahead.
can sub out the words though because
Don't-
I
that's
get
cool.
that because I don't like
My man Ian's gonna do it.
The-
I believe in
the
him.
words.
And again, I picked this out for Ian. Ian, I'm so sorry. If your wife ever listens to this, just let her know it's my fault.
Oh, she would get a kick out of it. I already told her that I had to do this weird reading. I'm like just one step away from a monk here.
You can
okay?
use,
And-
You can use like preschool words if you want.
I will.
Done.
That might even
That
be
would
more
actually
funny.
be funny if you substituted in some preschool words.
All right, here we go.
I love this because he knows my pain.
Do I start now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, Lord, forgive me. Okay, my wee was still hard. I picked up one of the shoes and rubbed my wiener with it. It felt great. And then I put the shoe back on the floor. When Iris came out of the bathroom still smiling, it went down.
That's it. That's the scene.
Wee, baby.
I feel terrible.
I like that he said
That was disgusting. Where do you...
That was
Okay,
women.
here's a real question. Which one of you has a job of trying to find these?
Me. That's my job.
Daniel.
Daniel,
Yep.
Yep.
you're going to
Yeah.
need counseling.
Thank you.
Got to get right with the Lord after this.
Daniel, I want you to be honest. Did
I'm
you
sorry,
enjoy
Jesus.
finding these? Be honest.
Oh, buddy.
He absolutely
Buddy,
did
buddy,
because he's
He
sick.
enjoys
Ian,
it every time.
I
man.
started
he
you
does.
easy.
I know.
The next one's going to be even worse, buddy.
Listen, the first thing I noticed when I was locked in his basement was a pile of shoes. In fact, I don't
hate
think he
that
got
that
this
adds up.
from another book. I'm pretty sure he just wrote this himself.
Wrote it, yeah. Yep. So, Ian, I appreciate you giving us a little seductive read for us. Your
Wee.
your substitutions were chef's kiss, and
I will never look at shoes the same. Thanks.
You're welcome.
yeah, that's what we do.
Shoes are ruined for you forever. It
Forever
sucks.
unclean.
Silk to silk.
All right, so we've got a great tradition on this show where we give you 1 second to pitch your book. You don't get 2 seconds. You don't get 1.5. You get 1 second. Some people have seduced, threatened, bribed the audience.
It's mostly threats of
A lot of
violence.
threats of
You
violence.
can talk about shoes too.
Yeah, you can talk about shoes. But you need to sell your book in 1 second, and then we'll give you a full elevator pitch opportunity afterwards.
So,
But,
are you talking about a literal 1 second? Because I can't get a word out in 1 second.
yeah,
Yes,
just
we
think
are-
like
yes.
3 words,
You can do it.
5.
Like half
Yeah.
a sentence.
3
You
words.
just gotta
half
speak
a
really
sentence.
quickly, buddy. Or 5
Dark,
words.
depressing,
Just, gotta be
awesome.
quick.
Read it.
Dark, depressing, awesome. Read it. Yes. There it is.
My man.
That's the
That's
1
good.
second pitch,
That's
baby.
good.
All right, now Ian, now you've got a full opportunity. Sell the folks at home why they should read Halen's Ballad and get this giant, glorious book, man.
So I'll say this. If you like classics, if you like books that dig a bit deeper than just, I guess you would say, from an entertainment based, I expect a lot from my readers. I have multiple points of view, so you have to remember who they are, and it takes a lot of time to read. So that's all the reasons why you should read it. Those are my. It's violent. I would rather you pitch my book than me. I don't know how to pitch my own book. I really don't.
All right, here's
what's your
what
book
it is
about? And I'm like, it's complicated.
All right, here we go.
Pitch the
All
book,
right.
Daniel.
It is a giant mashup of fantasy elements, sword and stone, steampunk. It's got multiple POVs. If you think that George R.R. Martin kills people, you haven't met my boy Ian yet. It's going to be a book that's dark, that makes you think, that makes you feel feelings, and it's got some big old monsters in it to boot. Check out Halen's Ballad, now available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
I'd read that.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm saying, baby.
Wait, I have okay, wait, I have a 1 second pitch for him too.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Only the Doctor Who fans are gonna get it, but Moffat. That's it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Only the Doctor Who fans are gonna get it.
Sean will get it.
I like it.
But
if you
it'll
get
sell.
it, if you got that, leave us a
Okay.
comment down
Yeah,
below.
let us know, man. All right, so guys, you can check out his website, HÆLEND'sBALLAD.com, HAELENDSBALLAD.com, HÆLEND'sBALLAD.com. He's also got some upcoming book tour dates for you. So if you are in Georgia or, maybe Georgia adjacent, you want to come by and meet him, I promise you I'll let him out of the basement for this. You can check him out at the Ackworth Bookstore and Coffee Shop in Ackworth, Georgia, February 5th. You can see him at Bookbound Bookstore in Blairsville, February 19th. You can find him also at the Curiosity Shop at Murphy Art Walk event in Murphy, North Carolina. Whew. All right, guys, this has been another incredible episode. Huge shout out to Ian for hanging out with us, man. You survived it. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great.
Dirty.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go take a shower, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's,
shower
throw
every
away all
day.
my
that's
shoes.
usually how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw away all your
Yep.
Barefoot forever now. Yep.
Fair enough. All right, Ian, where can the folks find you at Twitter, man?
At Ian Conrey, so IANCONREY.
All right.
Is that
Link in the description.
is that the
Description,
correct answer?
baby. And
in the
that's the right answer.
Yeah.
And folks, you can find me on Twitter at Dan Q Writes Thing. That's Dan Q Writes Thing, singular.
It's dank.
Dank. Ian, back me up
It's
here.
dank.
If you want to get out of this basement,
It's
you
dank.
tell him that it's not dank.
Don't do it, I'll
Dink.
save you anyway.
Did you just admit to kidnapping?
Allegedly.
He is. Save me.
Allegedly.
This is a green screen back here.
Help.
I've actually got chains around my waist right now. He's
And
making me
Dina,
watch
where can the
50
folks
Shades of Grey.
Oh, Lord.
That's just in between takes of episode 1.
It's the PG version, though. It's overdubbed with wee wee.
Everything's been airplane replaced.
It's okay.
Oh, shit. All right.
Dina, I've given you the
And
code
Dina-
word like 80 times. You just haven't heard it. Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Pineapple.
I'm coming. Okay.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. God damn it.
Guys, I'm out of. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right.
You can find me on Twitter at DinosaurusD. That's D like there's nuts.
And, I'm going to throw a little curveball here. For the folks that don't realize, we've got a pretty snazzy website. Sean, where can the folks find latest episodes, author bios, and some fun stuff for the podcast, man?
You can find our website at dmiwpodcast.com.
And where can the folks find you, buddy?
At Chaseholdu on Twitter. And also, it's Wing Night again. I don't know how this keeps happening.
Oh my god.
Thursday night
Not
is
even
Wings
sushi?
Night. And, yeah, you know what? Sushi, that ship has sailed.
It's Thursday Wings
It's
Night,
another
baby.
night now. Wings Night is Thursday night. And
But not Buffalo?
we got some Wingstop. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
All right, man.
Call us Wingstop.
Hey, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out, guys. Check out Ian's book. We freaking loved it. We'll see you all next time. Jazz hands.
Don't Make It Weird. Hosted by Daniel Quigley and Dinosaurus. Produced and edited by me, Sean Holden. Music by Amaria. A very special thank you to our guest this week, Ian V. Conrey. Check out his book, HÆLEND'S BALLAD, on Amazon or at Barnes & Noble.